Immersive sims are cursed. At least that seems to be the general outlook. While these games are often critically acclaimed and reach cult classic status, they just as often struggle to gain publicity and sales. In recent times, AAA studios that built their reputations around quality imsims have either faltered or closed entirely. So once more, we turn to the realm of indie games, where we have a wealth of developers riding on the creative edge. So slip on your sneaking boots and loosen up your favorite 4-5-1 punching finger, because today we're gonna find out how more small developers are saving the immersive sim. My name is Boss Sauce.
And I'm Roland Coons. And together, we are the Two-Headed Hero!
Today's format will be a little different. We're going to take a look at a bunch of games that have promising previews, a few that are still in early access, and some fully released gems that you can go play right now. First, we feast on a host of games that all have playable demos. A few weeks back, we finally got a demo for Parkside: Decayed Soul Manipulation. Although the title sounds like a 90s hardcore band, this is actually a low-poly immersive shooter that heavily drags from the DNA pool of Deus Ex.
Oh my god, Daddy!
What a shame.
Play as a forgotten nobody that looks just a little too deep into the disappearance of a former president until one day you get swatted and slapped into a virtual reality chair. Surprise, you've been recruited as a drone pilot, except your drone is a heavily armed cyborg meat suit. Don't be fooled by the simplistic geometry or doll-like character models. Combat is quite lethal, and even these cute little dog drones can absolutely ruin your day in seconds. On the flip side, Parkside sprinkles liberal amounts of experience points in the game, allowing you to upgrade your drone with a variety of perks and powers, and of course, kick guys. And the soundtrack goes really hard. Parkside's developer, Banana Hardsoft, has made a demo available on Steam, so if any of this looks like a good time, check it out for yourself. It's been ages since we've had a good Jurassic Park game, but if you want to feel like a real trespasser without the convenient chest-based health meter, take a look at Athanasia from Momentum Games. Taking on the role of a journalist, we'll be breaching the ruins of a mysterious South American facility. While it's clear that whoever was running the show was hoping to make a dinosaur Disneyland, this little experiment predictably took a wrong turn, unleashing raptors, saber-toothed tigers, and other anachronistic creatures. It's up to you to discover what happened, find a way out alive, and shoot dinosaurs in the face with a crossbow. Athanasia leans heavily into exploration and shies away from hand-holding. Even the map is a printout that you need to mark up yourself with a pencil. There's also a big emphasis on crafting tools to trick, trap, or demolish the cunning predators you'll find throughout these darkened halls. The Steam store page still taunts us with a coming soon release date, but hopefully we won't have to wait until the next Ice Age to see more. Everyone yelled at me to include this one in the last ImSim Roundup, so here you go. It's the game that's hard to name, Peripetia. I'm still not sure I'm saying it right. But if you like anime, cyberpunk, and grungy late 90s vibes, this is a dream come true. Wake up in a scrap heap, taking on the role of a discarded amnesiac cyborg. From these humble beginnings, you try to reconstruct your lost memories in order to discover the purpose of your existence, ultimately embarking on a dangerous journey across the rainy, monolithic structures of cyberpunk Poland in pursuit of personal truth. Perry has an excellent atmosphere, interesting NPCs to talk to, and deep gameplay that allows you to rebuild your broken cyborg in a lot of interesting ways. I'm always going to root for a game that allows you to hack and take over enemies and perform matrix moves. The game might be a long time coming, but it already carries all the signs of being worth the wait. Plus, developer Ninth Exodus maintains a vibrant Discord community surrounding the game. They've got some cool supportive people in there that love immersive sims and are willing to talk shop about, well, basically anything. Next off, we're going to be taking a look at indie imsims in the coming soon column. While these are still a way off from completion, there's enough info out there to warrant a little peek. And what better way to start off than with a brightly colored surrealist 1920s adventure? Recently, I got some hands-on time with an early build of Heartrender by Brazilian solo dev Droneroid. You play as a lone agent of chaos pursuing a personal mission of mayhem. This is a game that focuses on movement and traversal through large, dreamlike landscapes that will be right at home in an avant-garde painting, or maybe a vaporwave video. But you won't just be grapple hooking your way through weird sculptures and unlikely architecture. There's plenty of bird-headed bad guys to kick into the blood ocean, and a host of unique multifunctional weapons to blast them with. Sometimes a revolver is not just a revolver, especially when you can use it to rocket jump. Heartrender has yet to announce its early access period, but I'm already counting away the minutes on my melting clock for when this artful adventure is released. Plus the dev is a pretty nice dude. Go give Droneroid a follow on his channel or stop into our Dungenerator Discord and say hi. Sometimes you can find him lurking around and working on the game. Some of these upcoming imsims are further along than others, but when word of the Crimson Lyre hit my inbox, I was immediately intrigued. This sword and sorcery adventure takes place in a beautiful and deadly fantasy land and carries heavy vibes from World of Warcraft or Fable. Contrary to the title, this apparently will not be a game about a red guy that can't tell the truth. The player will be tasked with locating a powerful artifact, the Crimson Lyre, before a vicious cult called the Crim get their hands on it. While not much has been revealed about the gameplay so far, store pages claim this will be an RPG adventure focusing on crafting character builds and having multiple solutions to its various challenges. From the trailers alone, it looks like we'll have plenty of realms to explore, NPCs to chat with, and cultists to crush. The Crimson Lyre is aiming at a mid-2025 release, but if you want to know more, the developer, Fleece Cardigan, streams their work process several times a month on Twitch. What if we took the 1994 classic System Shock, but set it aboard a Soviet super submarine during the downfall of the USSR? Sonar Shock aims to answer that unlikely question. While it's hard to deny its influence, down to the mouse-driven aiming and click-happy interface, Sonar Shock strives to be more than just a cheeky-breeky nostalgia trap. The Steam page boasts RPG elements, survival horror gameplay, and tons of eldritch horrors to, pet? Plus, who can be mad at a game that lets you trade booze for guns and misuse fishing equipment? Journalist/developer Raphael Bosniak is surely at the helm of something special here. Sonar Shock is shaping up to be a deep-sea adventure that I can't wait to sink some more time into. But apparently, I won't have to wait too much longer. Some of these imsims might need a bit more spit and polish, but that's no reason to pass them by. Let's have a look at some box stackers and code crackers that are now out in early access. Who says that imsims have to be experienced in the first person? Deadeye Deepfake Simulacrum is the second game on this list that sounds like a hardcore album from the late 90s. But don't let these Atari graphics fool you. This is the most frantic, most unrestrained mission-based 2D immersive sim that I've ever seen. DDS is a dystopian hell where your one objective is to get out of debt. You do this by putting your life in danger to complete missions for shady corporate clients. Your health and ammo are extremely limited, and the difficulty level is hardcore. Take a hit or two, and your dead body will be dragged away to get resurrected, adding a substantial amount to your already massive debt. Hacking is a central mechanic, and this is accomplished by actually typing in a bunch of commands on a console, Hollywood style. In DDS, you can hack just about anything. Cameras, guards, turrets, even individual bullets. But hacking isn't the only fun to be had in the game. DDS is designed around customization. With enough money from your corporate-sponsored exploits, you can specialize into a variety of classes, cyberskeletons, and weapons to start amassing cash. DDS is a game we've been wanting to talk about for a long time, and while it's still deep in early access, we're wishing the best for its developer, No Day Shall Erase You, who is consistently hard at work dropping updates on this extremely ambitious little project. If you can get past the simplistic graphics, you'll find an incredibly deep experience beneath the surface. Harsh and grating industrial sounds pulsate from this biomechanical nightmare called Voltage High Society, and I think it's amazing. While this falls under the art game umbrella in so many ways, it's absolutely filled with exploration, drab, depressed NPCs, and immaculate horror vibes. As a prisoner, it's up to you to escape by punching, talking, and running through the streets of a crumbling city in order to find someone that can take off your handcuffs and lead you to freedom. The visual style here borrows heavily from the early films of Shinya Tsukamoto, especially Tetsuo the Iron Man, and adds in heavy doses of psychedelia and surrealism. VHS, oh, that abbreviation can't be a coincidence, can it? Well, VHS still needs some more time on the factory floor before it's ready to roll out to the Steam showroom, but a massive update appeared in April, announcing the addition of a major new hub area and more weapons, enemies, and bosses to discover. This is definitely one to watch if you're in the mood for something surreal. Everyone yelled at me about this one in the last video too, so here we go. It's Shadows of Doubt, a dystopian voxel-packing breaking and entering simulator. Enter a highly detailed, procedurally generated city where your primary weapon is forensics, and your secondary weapon is your pair of pixelated meat beaters. Rarely will you have to resort to violence unless the targets of your impromptu burglary sessions make a stop at home. Most of the time you'll be trying to solve crimes rather than perpetrate them. Why? Because you're a private detective for hire, willing to work for the lowest bidder. As you scan for fingerprints and find details about the perps and victims, the details get added to your mental Pepe Silvia board. Crime bounties are doled out by the city, and it's often tough to get every piece of evidence that you need for a conviction. But hey, this is a dystopia. The city doesn't care all that much. They'll only dock your pay a bit if you get it wrong. You can find other ways to supplement your income, like spying, and it's often fun just to break into places and poke around like some kind of lock-picking hobo. While Shadows of Doubt is still in a rough state with notable bugs and AI issues, there's already a lot of pages to turn in the limitless mystery novel that it presents. As far as ImSims go, we're eating real good these past couple years. So good that the games on this list probably slipped right by you in the shadows or hid underneath a crate as you walked past. So here's a few that you might have missed. Have you ever wanted to become a wall-crawling, six-eyed swamp creature? Well, there's a game for that too. Lurk in the darkness and strategize to take down deadly opponents in a dark and chunky fantasy realm as a fast, deadly assassin in Brush Burial. Since you're the monster in this horror tale, you have several unique abilities at your disposal, including the ability to scamper your way up nearly any wall and jump to inhuman heights. This plays out more like a reverse horror game where you're going to be stalking and stabbing your prey like a xenomorph from Aliens. Tons of fun tools and toys are scattered around the environments, and there's some platforming challenges that mix things up, putting your dexterity and problem-solving skills to the test. Brush Burial is a short experience, but still the best $7 I've ever spent on a knife demon simulator, and it's sitting there languishing with a tiny number of Steam reviews. It's well worth your time for ImSim fans that want a unique hunting experience and costs less than a pint at the bar. What are you waiting for? Now picture this. You're on a road trip. Your buddy gets bricked in the face by a surprise tornado. You end up at a gas station, but it looks like nobody's home, and they're all out of chili cheese Fritos. But they got a surplus of occult symbols, and you're pretty sure the big naked guy with a meat cleaver is not here to change your tires. This is Ad Infernum, a horror immersive sim hybrid from Glass Knuckle Games. At first, it appears to be another entry into the overcrowded realm of short, low-poly first-person horror games. But what we get instead is a finely tuned and compact ImSim with stealth, crafting, sanity mechanics, and emergent gameplay that spins a brief, terrifying tale about a dark summoning ritual. Survival horror might still be going strong, but that doesn't mean that there's no room for new ideas. Ad Infernum takes everything you like about Resident Evil and adds ImSim sensibilities, as well as tight controls and nimble exploration. It's a real shame that this game is sitting at a subpar number of Steam reviews. If you decide to pick it up, expect a replayable experience that will last an afternoon or two. And if you'd like to know more, you can always check out the full review that I've posted up in the card or in the video description. But if you prefer a less bloody approach to your ImSims, you need to check out Control-Alt-Ego. This looks like a space game full of cute little robots at first, but it's insidious. The initial goal is to battle a parasite to try to restore the station's dematerialized inhabitants before it's too late, but once you get an hour or two in, Control-Alt-Ego reveals itself as a sci-fi poltergeist simulator with a mind-bending plot. You can become nearly anything or everything in the game, provided your ego is large enough. You don't open a door. You become the door and open yourself. When you're not possessing the remaining robots on this massive space station, you'll be in control of an adorable, upgradable red shell called Bug-22, who can pack a variety of tools and abilities into his unassuming frame. And if a hostile robot takes you apart, just ghost yourself away into another nearby bot or a piece of furniture and soldier on. It's more about coming up with creative solutions to problems than blasting opponents or destroying stuff, although there's a lot of destroying stuff. And this might be a little bit of a turnoff for the bloodthirsty, but it'll definitely get your mental muscles pumping. If you haven't played Control-Alt-Ego, you're doing yourself a disservice. It's probably the purest, most versatile ImSim ever made. And I'm not saying that just because I have some voice work in the game. Yes, I'm clearly biased, but it really is that good. Plus, the solo developer Mindthunk just rolled out a massive update that adds in a New Game Plus mode. This patches in new abilities and sprinkles even more shortcuts and surprises throughout the campaign. So now you really have no excuse. If you want to know more about this masterpiece, check out the card for our full review or take a look at the video description. As the sun sets on another video, we'd like to take a moment to thank you for joining us on this hike through the realms of the indie immersive sim. Hopefully you've added a couple titles to your wish list or at least found some interesting tidbits for an old favorite. Do you know of a hidden gem in the immersive sim realm? Maybe something we missed in the video? Or maybe you have a fascinating fact to share about one of the games we highlighted. Let us know down in those comments. As always, if you wish to support us directly, please consider tipping our Ko-Fi page or become a member of the Heroes table on our humble Patreon. Just 2 measly doubloons earns you earlier access to new polls and videos, and you get your name prominently displayed alongside these valiant warriors. Higher tiers also gain a special Discord role on the Dun Generator server, and the most esteemed that dare donate at the Seat of Honor level earn a place at our right hand, such as the illustrious Ulfgang Bristol. And if you lack the coin but still wish to support our journey through a never-ending backlog, a good old-fashioned like, share, and subscribe still goes a long way in helping our little channel grow up, and we really appreciate it. Once again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next Two-Headed Hero.